right, baby. It is that time. It is Thursday. You guys know where you need to be on Thursday. You need to come on into the locker room so you can get fed, so you can get a leg up on the football industry. Every single week, you see our boy right there in the middle. Every single week, you guys, we bring in people that have lived it. People that have gone through what you want to do. If you're an athlete, if you're a parent of an athlete, this is game for you. If you're a coach, we got you covered. So let me get into it. You guys know who holds me down every Thursday, and that's the gentleman to the far right from St. Louis. What's going on, Guru?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. We got my dog on this week, so this is going to be a good one. But it's a lot going on. Yeah, man, I in regards to subjects we're going to touch on, man, one is literally heartbreaking. I think all y'all know what that is, but we'll definitely get into that here in the show this evening, man. But, man, my heart goes out to that family. And, we got a lot to touch on, man, some important stuff this evening, man.
Yeah, we do have a good one, and we're gonna touch all facets of the industry tonight, you guys. But let me not hold back. You see the gentleman in the middle of the screen. This is somebody that we have invited back, you guys, because he holds us down, and he doesn't hold back. If there's any questions you have, if there's any topics that we're covering, he's gonna give you everything that's on his heart. This is someone that was an SEC legend, went on to be a second-round draft pick of the San Francisco 49ers. Phenomenal pro career, especially when you consider most guys are only getting 3 years. He was known, you guys, as someone with a motor, a physical player, a ferocious hitter, and he just loves to give back to the community and to the next up, the next generation of superstars. So let's get into it with none other than the great Jamie Winborn. What's going on, Playmaker?
Hey, what's going on, fellas, man? How y'all doing?
Good,
hey,
man.
We good to have you back, and we got a lot to talk about, Jamie. We got a lot to talk about,
boy.
man.
Life is moving. It ain't slowing down. That's one thing for sure.
That's real.
Yes, indeed, you guys. So, hey, let's get right into it because I know that
I had hair
people that are joining us, and I know we got some people that definitely want to hear from Jamie. So, thank you for joining us. If you're joining us live, and Jamie reminiscing about the college days, we about to get into that. But if you're joining us for the first time, all the topics are on the bottom ticker, you guys, and we get in and get out. So let's get after it. The first one, Jamie, is going to Vandy, man. I mean, Vanderbilt is a school that kids that can go to Ivy League schools go to, kids that can go to schools like Duke, Stanford go to, and you decided to say, hey, that's where I want to play my ball and make it home for 4 years. Go into the decision behind Vandy, and then also go into maybe some of the adjustments you had to make to survive on a campus like Vanderbilt.
Yeah, my thing was, I didn't really know much about Vanderbilt, at that time. I think I was committed to Arkansas at the time. Well, hell, I had committed to them, and then I committed to UAB, and so I really didn't know where I was going. Everybody's treating you real good when you go there. You're eating steaks, and everything's lovely. But I really just went with the advice of the people who had been supporting me. My family, my high school coaches and stuff. When Vanderbilt came along, and they just told me, hey, this opportunity at this particular school is just something you just cannot pass up. So I was like, okay, coach, because I really wanted to go to the Marines, and he was like, man, I think you should go and take this opportunity, and and I think Vandy is the best place because everybody can't get in there. And I was like, well, okay, coach, I know you know a little bit more than me about this, and hell, I don't know anything about any of the schools, so I did that. I chose them. Hell, I didn't even know where Vanderbilt was before my visit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And obviously Nashville, beautiful place to go to college.
Yeah.
And, you lucked out with that one. Did you feel like you had to move differently from your current environment to that environment, or was it an easy transition for you?
To be honest with you, man, it was the transition was pretty easy because, you know, my hometown, Wetumpka, you know, we real country and stuff. So, you know, we got white folks, black folks, you know, all, you know, it's always kind of a mix and stuff. Of course, from Dexter down in, you know, it's a little bit more hoodish. It's well, not, you know, it ain't like a city hood, you know, it's a country type hood, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you got all the drug selling, all the shit going on that you know, that people, that hoods have. But so the best thing about Vandy when I went there, you know what I mean? You know, Tennessee State, all those colleges was right 5 minutes away. So I was getting the best of both worlds, you know. But you know, I think the biggest challenge for me was you know, I think at that time it was like 80-some undergrad and probably 220 or 230 blacks at the school, and that's all the sports, everybody combined. Wow. So yeah. So you know, you fit. Oh, they got my 40 wrong like hell right there though. But anyway, I'm way faster than 4.6, baby. But look, you know, the thing was just being a black guy at school, you know, my teammates, you know, they'll make you comfortable and stuff, but you know, it's always this premise that you're only here because you can play ball, right? So I might be in a class with 2 or 3 more blacks sometimes, or like if it's like a you know, like what they want to say, the easier elective, which ain't none of them easy, but I would have, you know, a couple of probably 6 or 7 blacks in there, but this is out of like, you know, 40, 50 students.
Right. Or more.
So,
right.
Yeah. So when, you know, when the professor asks you some, or, you know, you got to be on your P's and Q's, because, you know, these other people in here looking at you like you don't really belong. And, you know what I'm saying? And I was intent on letting them know, no, buddy, I smash you on the field, but I smash you in here too.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Q, did you ever feel that sense when you were at KU? I mean, Lawrence, Kansas, did you ever feel like you got a look like, hey, you shouldn't be on this campus like me?
It's the athlete.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I mean, you gonna feel that a lot of times. Yeah, you can pick your school, right? If
they think we all stupid.
Yeah, if it's a major Division I school, like I remember freshman year, and I was taking English 101, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a classroom, you know, with the stadium style seating.
Yeah.
So when you walk in, the room is so big. You know, the professor has a microphone on, right? Because and I'm like, man, and it was funny, like Jamie said, like you may raise your hand because you know you have the answer, but it's like because you're you know, you got this, you know, you got to your sweat, your Vandy and Canada, you got this team sweats on. It's like it's like the whole entire 60 or 70 or 80 people in the whole classroom turn around and look at you for the, you know, while you're trying to answer this question, right? And you can hear a pin drop in there, and it can
be intimidating. It really can, especially when you're young.
Yeah,
and you come from a 20 some, student class and stuff. You get in there, and it's like, dang, and and it's like, damn, this shit is all this important, and you know, you just have to do your best. You got to represent, baby.
Yeah,
you got to though.
Yeah. No, that's great right there, you guys. I mean, these are major universities, multi-million-dollar universities, and some kids get sent home. But you hear right here from Jamie, you got to bring it on the field and off the field.
You know what, Coach? I will say one thing that we mentioned a lot, that we said, you know, in a number of shows, even though that's the case, and you know, speaking to a lot of you young athletes, especially when you go into a school of, you know, the magnitude that we all attended, I always say, try to do your best venturing out to get cool with people outside of the squad.
Okay. Absolutely.
Because when you start doing that, that's when you'll start like, hey, you know, like, you know, it may be a younger white kid or whatnot you would never have a conversation with ever in life, but it's like all of a sudden, you know, like his dad owns a bank, you know, or is a manager of a bank, you know. And
the next Bill Gates, Bezos, all them, you know, you could have been sitting right beside them the whole damn time in college, and they ain't said nothing.
And here's the scenario too. Even for guys that end up playing and, you know, get pro opportunities like the three of us did, you meet guys like that, right? that's the guy you call when you're making that money that's gonna guide you. And hey, if you give me 50, I can turn it into $500,000 because that's your guy, right?
Yeah.
See,
Now,
but you got to develop those relationships outside of the guys on the team.
Absolutely. I do want to make this statement though, because I don't want people to feel like, okay, I don't want to do all, if I had the opportunity, I don't want to do it. No, just like at every university, every school, you have a huge support staff. You got to use them. You know what I mean? They want to make sure you get into class and that you're getting your homework. If you need extra help and stuff, don't be afraid to ask for help or to say that you don't understand this, that prop. You know what I mean? They will get you help. And raise your hand in the classrooms and stuff. You know what I mean? Ask questions, because the one thing about it, the teacher, the professor, if you raising your hand and you asking questions, that means you're engaged. So just keep that in mind, because when he comes down to doing that paper and you 1 point under getting an A and you have a B, and he knows you've been showing up, attendance is important, and being there, he gonna give you that. He gonna give you that, dog. And that ain't just because athlete. He would do that for anybody that he knows is giving the effort.
Showing that effort,
Who taught you that though? Was that moms, pops that told you that, Jamie?
Man, I'm a hustler, dog. That's the common sense.
Yeah,
that's the common sense. The person that tries the hardest, that I know is trying, that's who I want to help. If you got $100 to just give to anybody, you typically want to give it to the person that you know needs it and is trying to do better.
Yeah, good point. That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's look, if he keeps seeing my face when he grading my paper, because remember, we said it's like a stadium, right?
Yeah.
So that means it could be 60, 70, it could be 60, 70 students in here. So this guy's got to go through all these different papers. So how the hell is he just supposed to remember you? Because this motherfucker that keep on asking questions every day. I like him though. He make work fun.
Yeah.
But you need to have that, that rapport with him, and it just same way in life, even when football's over here, you got to be known as a decent dude and, know people and be a respectable person and a person of great effort, because that's what people like. Yeah. And that's what works. Shit, it's flat out. It works.
Yeah.
100%, man. And listen to what Jamie said. He said he makes work fun. When these teachers go to class, it's work for them. You guys are kicking back, but it's work for them. So he said, hey, he makes work fun. I'm going to give him the higher grade. So that's a good point right there, Jamie. Mm-hmm. We are on to our next topic, you guys. I'm so excited for tonight's show. This is a big one, Jamie, and I wanted to ask you, and Q definitely going to let you get in on this too, but there's kind of two forms of thought when it comes to recruiting. We have kids that can go to big-time schools, blue blood schools, your Penn State, your Florida State, your Colorados, and then you got kids that can maybe go to your FCS school or something like that. So I wanted to ask you, Jamie, because you played early. You were a freshman All-American. You stepped on campus and made plays right away. Do you feel like that was the leg up to get you to the NFL, or do you feel like you could have waited your time and still got the same result?
No, me, it just depends, bro. To be honest with you, because some guys are blessed with the size and stuff, and that was not to my advantage, right? Speed was to my advantage, play diagnosis, stuff like that was to my advantage, but size-wise, it was not, right? So I had to get used to me playing early. Gave me an opportunity to get my feet wet and stuff like that. Now, first, but also I wanted to say, I was redshirted.
Okay.
Because I was behind. All three linebackers went to the NFL that were playing. Anthony Jordan, Carlton Hall, and Jamie Duncan. I think they went. Carlton was free agent, I believe, but led the SEC in tackles and all that. Awesome player. Jamie Duncan went 3rd round, and Anthony Jordan went 4th round. Right. Okay. So there's no slouches. Yeah. So I got to sit behind them and learn. But I mean, I was player of the week damn near every week for scout team. Hell, coach used to hold me out of practice sometimes. You know what I mean? So it was obvious that I could play, right? So I just began homing my craft. See, guys keep forgetting that. You have to work on your craft. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't just come right away. Some guys it does. I won't lie. Some guys just naturally have it. You know what I mean? Like I had instinct shit like that, but I'm sorry about cousin, but the thing when I talk about football, I get passionate. But the thing is it's my craft, right? Yeah. And Jamie Duncan and Carlton and Anthony taught me that. Don't worry about all that hype and all that other stuff, because we're the ones that's gonna look at you on film and see, because they don't really know what you're really supposed to be doing.
Right.
See that, because the highlight will show all the highlights, but the players really in the back view, we see, no, buddy, you graded out pretty bad. You might have had a 10 tackle game, but you graded out bad.
Yeah.
You see, get what I'm saying? So he taught me how to work on my craft. So now I believe the sooner you can play, if you're ready and mature enough, the quicker you finish start, learning how to get better at what you need to get better at and how to do it and this and that. You know what I mean? That's what you want. I don't know how guys just jump and go to another team. And it's like, you got to learn the defense. You got to dominate those players at practice just to get on field.
Yeah.
So, I like my same system. Let me learn it. Let me watch it. Let me learn it. Let me watch it, practice, and get better at it. That's how I looked at it. So I believe the quicker you play, the better off you are. I mean, if you're ready, now if you go out there and you just ain't, you don't do too well, it could be bad for you too, because sometimes coach say next man up and just forget about you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
right there.
Yeah.
It's always a gamble.
That's true.
Like you're in Houston. If your son can go play for Sarkeesian and maybe have to wait a little bit, because there's 5 stars, 4 stars there, or he could go to Texas State and maybe hit the field right away. Which way are you kind of pushing your son?
Hold on, what them 2 colleges was?
He
UT,
said either
University of Texas,
either Texas or going to like Texas
or
State,
go to Texas State.
You said Longhorns, didn't
you?
Yeah, Longhorn.
Yeah,
and maybe sit on the bench for a minute.
Yeah. Well, see,
you said that's your team.
That's me.
This is me talking. I'm always gonna be. The only way to see how good you really are is to throw yourself in with the dogs. That's the only way.
Because there may be superstars in front of you.
Right. And but here's the thing. You expect that. Yeah. You expect that, right? I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't know, for those of you that are watching it, it was a clip, and if you get an opportunity, go back and watch it. And it was Adrian Peterson, and he was explaining why he didn't he ended up at Oklahoma and didn't go to University of Texas. And the story, as he explained it, was, hey, I know Cedric Benson is your starter. I know Ced's a first-round back. We all know that. Him and Coach Brown issue was, he was like, man, I just want to come in and compete.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Brown was like, well, no, Ced's going to be the guy. And AP was like, I don't give a damn. I just want to come compete. I know Ced has been your guy.
Yeah.
That's how you know how good you really are. You throw yourself in with the best. There ain't no running. If you have an opportunity to go to UT, we're not going to East Pisno State University just so I can start right away. I want to go scrap.
So you're telling me that I can still develop if I'm behind Jeremiah Smith?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
The level of play is just higher.
Absolutely. Listen. And I'll use, obviously, I'm talking about our era. I'll use our era for an example.
Mm-hmm.
Every single member of K-State's secondary went to the league, from the 1s all the way to the 3s.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Demetrius Butler, Dyside Carter, my dog Milton Proctor. Milton started 1 year and went to free agent to Buffalo just because he turns. Everybody in that DB room, starter or not, because scouts know it. Even if you're not a starter, if you're not a starter in a room full of killers, we still know you could have went anywhere else and started. So we know, man, you good enough to play on the next level. We know that because the competition is so high.
Exactly, and you because I watch some interviews and stuff like that about a lot of guys, because one of the things is you always wonder what was it like at another school because we had to we went to one school and stayed. But you hear guys at the Georgias, Alabamas, and different places, and all of a sudden these guys, they only play 1 or 2 years and they're like top rounders.
That's it.
Okay, well, the thing is you gotta think about it. A scout's no fool. Okay, we know if there's a first rounder or a first through fifth or whatever rounder in front of you that was playing, we know why you weren't playing.
Right.
It ain't because you suck. They just it just no, that guy's it's his turn now. And actually, scouts like the fact that you buy into the team and say, hey, I'll go run down on kickoff for right now. And then because when you wait, you have to earn it. That shows that's a part of character, man. You got to wait your turn, dog.
Yeah.
It's not your turn. See, like I said, I had to wait and learn from Jamie Duncan and stuff. Them guys sat me down and made me watch film and learn how to watch film with them, even though I wasn't going to play.
Exactly.
So when I got out there, that's
you
how.
in a room full of killers, though. That's what I'm saying. And scouts know and look at programs and see. I'll give you another story. When after my LSU situation fell through, and I was really, Kansas wasn't even on the map, and I was done playing baseball. So I was looking at K-State. This is what Mike Stoops told me. Mike Stoops was a D coordinator, right? This is what Coach Snyder was. He said, look. He said, Quincy, you're not, and I had to get my deuce. Wherever I went, I had to get my number 2. He said, Quincy, you're not going to start as a true freshman. He said, I'm being completely honest. He said, the reason why, he said, we're going to redshirt you. He said, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go. And I promise to God it went exactly how he said. He said, you're not going to start as a true freshman, but I'll tell you why. It's not that we feel you're not ready, because Chris Canny, who won the Thorpe, he said, Chris Canny, who was the deuce at the time, he said, Chris Canny is going to he's going to leave as a junior. We're going to let him finish his campaign. He'll probably win the Thorpe, and then after that, you got it. Even though I didn't go, I'll be damned that's how the hell it went.
Yeah.
It went exactly like that.
And it also helps when somebody else is in front of you and they leave and they go to league, because scouts want to know who replaced him.
Well, yeah, but
so now you
that's what I'm saying. But it was dogs that gave you sauce. Exactly. So they know the kid that's coming up behind the killers we just drafted. We know he's a killer too, because we know what we got. We know where he got his tutelage from.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So you young athletes that have some decisions to make, whether now or in the future, do I go maybe have to sit and work my way up, or do I go to this smaller school and hit the field right away? You got some trains of thought right here where these gentlemen are saying, hey, it's just as good if you're at a blue blood school behind a dog as it is being on the field.
It'll only take a year or two, dog.
You got a ball. And you got to work and play no matter what school you go to. Let's get that understood now. You can go to a D3, but it's some dogs. It's some guys down there that should be D1.
Oh, yeah.
So it ain't going to be no cakewalk no matter where you go. You got to put in that work. There's no shortcuts to putting in the work. Ever in football.
Boss saying keep it real, as Jamie always does. And then the great Ernest Munoz fan, he's got his son working hard. Archman is a great example. Definitely.
Well, you got to think about the team real quick. Alabama, think about it, all those years and all those rings, all those championships. They built that program off of wait, you're gonna wait, next man up.
Yeah.
And everybody was cool with it.
Good point.
And everybody went to the league.
No, great point right there. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and I see you, the great Sean Camp. Thank you for joining us. See you fan there. Good evening, fellas. Good to see y'all. Good to see you too, Sean, right there. This one, you guys, is obviously a little bit more of a somber note. You kind of got to be under a rock if you love college football and you haven't heard about this young man, Kyron Lacey. Unfortunately, it looks like, you guys, that he took his own life this past weekend. Phenomenal prospect. The boy had it all. He was big. He was fluid. great hands, handsome young man. Looks like he was fun. He had a bunch of friends. It just looked like life was on top, you guys. And, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So I'll start off with you on this one, Q. How does somebody go, maybe 6-8 months ago from looking like he's going to be a big time prospect to no longer being around, man, and being maybe so sick that he was willing to take his own life?
Man, this is hard to speak on, man. It really is. God, though. I think T, one thing that it started, and we saw this all the way back, because everything really, if y'all really think about it, everything kind of kicked off with Junior. Mm-hmm. Everything kind of kicked off with Junior, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, this is a thing, right? But it's still prevalent. I think, you know what I'm saying, man, sometimes, man, a lot of examples have been swept up under the carpet. But man, again, man, the parents and players that are listening, man, do not run from counseling. And I will say it here live. We have to break the cycle, especially of African Americans running from counseling. And we've done that. We've done that for generations and generations, man, in regards to negating mental health. Man, that boy crazy. Boy, you be all right. Some things you can't walk off, right? Some things you just can't. You need counseling. You need additional support to work through mentally or emotionally, right? So I don't care if it's your if you can't talk to your parents, is all you know. I'll always say, man, call your high school coach, right? Mm-hmm. Call your position coach. Call one of your teammates or your partners if you need to talk, man. But you cannot be where you're mentally or emotionally internalizing everything, or you will see unfortunate events, man, like what happened to this young man. And I mean, he was a dog and a good kid. Yeah. Everybody, I mean, that's unanimous that you have not heard anything but, man, he was a great player, but he was a good kid, man. So this is beyond sad.
Jamie, I mean, you're a father, man. And if Kyron Lacey could be on top of the world one day, man, and no longer here a few months later, that means everybody's on notice, how does
I'm gonna tell you why they not, right? Okay. Well, you can't, everybody is, because you're living, right? Well, but see, this is what people don't talk about a lot of time. See, fame is a dangerous thing, right? It's because it can make you so high that you feel like this and that. Okay, the mistake you made, hey, it was a silly mistake, but it was a mistake. You understand what I'm saying? It cost somebody life and all of that, right? That's the first part, right?
Hit and run, yeah.
What people don't understand is, this kid went from everybody loving him in this way to what people don't understand is that when this man walked outside of his room after that, and see the headline that was flashed up there, you see what I'm saying? Felony, hit and run, wanted for negligence, but he was never charged with nothing. He wasn't. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when he walk out his door, there's now his Instagram filled with hate mail. People, you know what I'm saying? And people say, well, why would he be have a gun at all? Fool, because when he walk out his door now, it's people out there in the world. You know how many veterans are out there? Yeah. There's some crazy people out there. Like, you don't understand. His life changed in that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was enough him dealing with, right? He was dealing with that right there. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it just was it can become so much on a person's chest. And, like you said, the counseling and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's a big deal. But you got to understand, man, look at Instagram, man, how many people made money off of talking about what was going on with this man. Because I'll bet 100% he probably wished that would just, let me just handle this out over here first. But he can't, because his name and the situation is growing faster than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When sometimes that fame, it's done blew up Like, I don't even know. It's only, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing him, people talking, giving their opinions, this, that. It can drive you into a hole. You see, so sometimes that's a lot of pressure to deal with that. You know what I mean? People don't understand. It can be. But like you were saying, the counseling, and I think if anything, you know, we got out of this. But hell, guess what, man? We got this same thing, you know, out of the junior say-out thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it wasn't, you know, the sequence of events didn't happen like that. But when it happened, it was just that dramatic.
Yeah.
It's just all kinds of stuff, you know, especially a suicide type thing. You know what I mean? You never know what's in a person's head. I think what we all get out of this is try to check on people, you know, and stuff like that, which people should have known to check on this kid after something like that happened. That's true. That's what people. But see, this is a young kid who's always on Instagram, always on all this, and all of a sudden now he can't go on to this shit because now he's seeing himself being just torn down as a person.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of weight for a kid. You know, people say, well, that ain't no kid. That is a baby, bro. He don't know nothing yet.
Yeah.
He catch balls. He dance. He's a kid, man. That I'm saying that because I'm 46 now. And the person I was at that boy age,
yeah,
I was a dummy. I mean, not a dummy, you know, saying you're a dummy, but I didn't know much experience of life, bro. Man. Trust me. You think I ain't been 100 miles? You think I ain't been racing down the road? Look at my hat. I mean, I like fast stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know, all that, but just by the grace of God, I didn't have a mistake in that area.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
We all could have.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It could have been you real quick, just man.
Yeah.
But see, the public ain't forgiving like that.
Nah. They're going to crew.
And now you got social media, not just the news. You ain't got to wait at home at the news at 6 o'clock like back in the day, our age. Now this stuff rolls 24/7. Him everywhere. You know, the kid probably felt like he couldn't escape it. He couldn't escape nothing.
Well, yeah. And then he was worried about too.
And he knows he made a mistake. Yeah, he knows that.
And then too, y'all, he looking at it like, well, man, how will this affect my draft status?
Yeah, right? I mean, the situation that happened before he, you know, the chase or whatever they're saying, to where, you know, the suicide was committed. You know, I don't know all of the parameters around that particular situation, but what I do know is a person going through all of what he's going through, he's probably gonna be edgy, probably gonna be very protective of himself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
and when you find out who's in your corner, real quick.
You know, and he's
he hasn't had to go through that.
No, man, that is a lot. That is a lot. He ain't at no play school. He at LSU,
right.
Where he at LSU, where guess what? The receivers and DB and the quarterback of the team before that, then Jaden Daniels was just that. Like all of that brought more on him.
The spotlight, yeah. That's true.
Because he's next.
Yeah. But but here's the thing. And again, you young players out here, as you can see, it's not that social media is not a great tool, but it sure as hell can be a double-edged sword, man. And we see that.
Absolutely.
We see that big time, man. This is like Jamie was saying, just as well as it can make you famous, it can destroy you in the same breath.
Really can.
Coach Boss right here saying, based on police news release, it doesn't look like they had enough to convict him of anything. I know that he was recklessly driving, and it kind of caused some carnage behind him. But
but that's something to be able to be fought, or you know, that's what a defense attorney is for.
Yeah, attorneys.
You understand what I'm saying? But the public did not do him that way. The media. Every time I scroll look at my YouTube. Yeah, they was. I'm like, wait a minute, how you gonna say that's about the boy? You don't know what that ain't happened. You wasn't there.
Yeah,
that's what the court of law is for.
Yeah,
everything has to be proved. Now we are very, very sorry of another person losing their life as well. Don't get it twisted. We are, of all of that, but there is a due process of that's why we have it. Yeah. And I don't think the media really let that progress. It just became a whole bunch of judgment on it.
Yeah,
it ain't no worse than this Diddy shit.
Yeah.
We got to see what happened in court. We got to get this out here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to see what's happening now. Now,
But
we know what you said.
Right.
We know you got paid already. I don't even really want to hear from you no more. Look.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's what you have to deal with when you're the ball player and you in a situation, according to the media and the public, we don't give a damn what, it's your fault.
Exactly. And we
don't care if you were in the bar with your friends and a dude claims you touched his girlfriend and just stole off and hit you in the mouth. And then when then when you fight back to defend yourself, it's still your fault. If you the ball player, it's your fault.
Yeah. So
no matter what.
Point being, really, I think, in the realm of the question, if she was saying, how does that happen? So it could happen. I saw
it escalated quick.
30 seconds in a person's life can cost them 50, 100 years, or even death.
Yeah.
So I want, so like, if I had anything to say to the youngsters out there, it would be this: just do your best to watch yourself. See, it's crazy because people in life try to tell you ain't no better than nobody else. You ain't no better. You just like everybody. Well, that's really not the truth. Because the truth is that if you go out here and screw up, it's going to be all over this social media. Whereas the next person go out there and screw up, it ain't going to be out there like that.
Nope.
So you got to treat yourself as that you are something of value, and your decisions has to dictate that. I don't advise any of them to be riding motorcycles, four-wheelers. Don't be speeding like that. Don't try.
Let me ask you this, Jamie. Let me ask you this, Jamie, because you had an illustrious football career. I'm sure there were plenty of people that were counting on you and your family. Obviously, cameras. People know who you are watching. Is there anybody in your heyday that could have told you slow down, or could have told you get some help, or could have told you, are you okay? And you would have really listened to them? Is there anybody that could have penetrated the tough man facade in your heyday?
To be honest with you, man, it's just a bunch of voices. The biggest teacher is experience, bro. You make the mistake. Hopefully you live through it. You don't get locked, go to prison for it forever, and you learn from it. That's the best teacher of anything, right? Everybody else is like voices, right? Because once I can go out here and make 15, 20 tackles a game, of course, everybody's got some advice now.
Yeah.
So, but I do hear the good in all of it. But see, it becomes so much sometimes that it just becomes jumbled. And then you're really just trying to release, and you want to be normal again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When when the speeding was going down the road that time, he wasn't talking about I'm lazy. He thought he was just a regular college kid.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. Yeah. He wasn't just saying, "Oh, I caught this many touchdowns. I'm gonna do this speed." No. You get rushes and you do things, dog. You're trying to get closer to the normal person than you are the star.
Yeah.
When that type of stuff is going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just what it is. But I think that you do hear these people when they're trying to tell you what to do and tell you to do the right thing and stuff like that. It's just unfortunate, man. It's just some kids, they're gonna make the mistakes. That's just what it is. Some are gonna make it, man. You know what I mean? I've made probably the same mistakes, but it just didn't end that way, dog.
Yeah.
That's just the honest to God truth. It just who the hell in America has not been speeding in a car?
That's right.
Okay, well, it could have happened to you. And that's the truth, right?
It's that easy.
It's just that easy. It don't take but 5-10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just an unfortunate situation, and I hope that people can learn from it, bro. Young kids just know that, hey, you're valuable, and if you feel some kind of way, therapy. That's the next thing I think they need to do in college football, though. You got all these kids, you done gave them this damn money, but these kids need some therapy, bro.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand how on a team, one guy's making in the NFL, we understand there's different allotments. But if I'm on a college team and it's like, damn, I gotta watch him drive a Ferrari, but we at the same practice. What kind of shit is this?
Yeah.
I feel like I ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Especially if you know you better than him.
Well, I don't have to be. I don't care if he that good. He still ain't in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to see if I figure out how I'm gonna eat, and he pulling up in a $500,000 car. That's something different. Something's off. Yeah. I don't know how I don't be more, but that's how the hate be coming. You started hearing guys talking about, oh, they ain't treating everybody right and stuff like that going on. But I think that they need to have mandatory therapy sessions for these kids and stuff. They need to get to talking to people and learning how to express themselves and how you feeling today, stuff like that, because that's a very important topic and a very important thing, especially with men and young men. Because as a football player, it's really your alter ego person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to learn how to decide that this motherfucker here got to stay out there practicing now on game day. He cannot leave and be rocking around the campus, dog.
Right.
He cannot be at the party on Sunday, Saturday night.
Because it's so you going to jail. Yeah.
It's so your ass going to jail.
You going to jail.
or you're gonna make a serious life mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think that I think therapy, we need to move therapy on into these college guys, give them somebody to talk to, because that's just what it is. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
No, that's big, you guys, and I appreciate you. I know that was not an easy one to talk about, but you athletes out there, you hear from these two gentlemen. If you need some help or something's not feeling right, man up.
No, you don't need no. It ain't if you need some help. Take your butt.
Anyway,
get some damn therapy, bro. Yeah, I don't care if you go in there and just laugh with the person. It's a friend, because that's the problem. People need friends. Just go have somebody to talk to. Sometimes if you just let it out, you won't go let it. If you let it out, maybe you won't explode.
Well, here's the thing too, real quick, before we go on to the, to the next, the next subject or whatnot. But people forget, right? And I hate it because, the people that have not been there, okay? Mm-hmm. These kids have so much pressure going in right away from day one.
Absolutely.
This is you said more than ever now. With all of man, you have so much pressure on you.
Whole damn family riding on you, everybody.
That kid at Michigan,
man. Your whole entire these kids' whole family is riding on them.
Where you from?
Man, everybody. Everybody. You know how much pressure that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
that's
big. An insane amount of pressure. So my point? So what I'm saying is, so how could you not need counseling?
How could you not need it?
That would have to be mandatory.
Exactly, and that's what needs. That's the next step that we that needs to happen.
For that alone.
Yep.
Wow, that's big, you guys, and I know a lot of you young people out there listening. Some parents. This is a young man whose parents are grieving, and we don't want to forget Herman Hall. Like Jamie said, that was the gentleman that actually lost his life due to the accident. But now we have two people gone, you guys. Two people gone, and this young man just couldn't handle that weight and that pressure, and it looks like he might have even got off, you guys. So it's crazy. All right, you guys. Well, we're on to the next topic, and this one is definitely a lighter note, but definitely has got some emotion behind it too. And we're going to Boulder, Colorado, my alma mater, where these two young superstars, soon to be drafted, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, got a little ceremony coming up, fellas, this weekend, and they're getting their jerseys retired. Fresh off the season, jerseys already going up in the rafters. So let's go to you first on this one, Guru, because there's some OGs that feel like they were a little overlooked, that haven't had their jerseys retired, like Deion Figures in the College Football Hall of Fame. These two gentlemen, Cordell Stewart and Darian Hagan, Alfred Williams. So talk to me, Guru. First talk to me. Did they get the two right? Should it be both of them with their jerseys retired? And then two, how do you feel about the timing?
I'll say this. In regards to Travis, he won the Heisman Trophy, and he's done something we haven't seen. So we'll set him aside. Shedeur is a good quarterback. He probably will be drafted high. It's been a ton of kids that are good quarterbacks that have been drafted high. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get your jersey retired, and it sure as hell doesn't mean same year. You got to think about it, man. And I said this to UT, and it's like, it's no disrespect to Coach Prime, but the fact that you are allowing that, I have a problem with that, because that's a smack in the face, as you said, to the Darian Hagens and the Cordell Stewarts and the Chad Browns and the and the Deion Figures and the man, like, you can't do that, man. Yeah, you can't do that. His boys have been killers before him that still haven't got they jerseys retired up in there, man.
I'm gonna tell you what it boiled down to, bro. Ethics. We this world now and this game of football has slowly done away with ethical issues, right? And when I say ethical issue, what I mean is just all of the content that you just mentioned, right? Is true, and you have all the valid points, but on this game has become such a big business now. The amount of money and attention, attendance, selling out a crowd an entire season for the first time in Colorado's history, with Deion there and stuff like that. It's like a political, there's some politics kind of, I think, going on with that, because I'm just like,
agreed.
Well, Shedeur did good, but I mean,
he ain't slash.
He wasn't like
he ain't slash. He ain't Darian Hagan neither.
Exactly. And
period.
So, but he brought in revenue that was way more than any of them was able to do. But agreed. That's because of the time.
That's because of the times.
And because it's a different game now. It's the money game now. And that's what counts. And that's why I say the ethical issues we did back then, ethics have kind of out a little bit, just like the portal. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing as the portal.
I agree. I'll say this though, and this is the thing why I keep going back to, and you hit it right on the head, Jamie, 150%. But here's one thing, as we know, in regards to the pride of Deion Sanders. You let a kid let's paint a scenario. Let's say you have a quarterback or even a DB, will say, that had a hell of a year down at Florida State, and their jersey is getting retired, and Prime's jersey wasn't retired yet. I guarantee he catching the next flight smoking down there to cut somebody out.
True.
So don't let it happen in Colorado.
Yeah,
I promise you.
But it's a tough one because that's his son.
Yeah, true. But here's the thing.
It's like, Daddy, don't block me.
Wait.
Daddy, if they said they want to retire my jersey, Daddy, don't you dare block me.
But here's the thing. Deion is proud of himself as a coach.
Yeah.
Of being based off of ethics. To me,
exactly.
That's unethical.
Because he comes from that.
Unethical.
And he comes from that.
Let me add a little insight.
Yeah, you're right.
Behind the scenes, Buffalo insight. From behind the scenes, y'all. Supposedly, this was the AD This was the AD
No
coming to
shit.
prime.
On his bill, on his time, our sales are up 40%, bro.
40.
I don't want to hear that. And I didn't do it because I didn't run a snap, but I bought him in here. And you know what? I rode that horse. That horse won the whole Kentucky Derby for me. I'd be damned if that horse ain't finna get retired. It's insane.
Yeah, changed his life. Yeah.
But think about it, fellas. They already giving them $10 million. They giving them $10 million a year.
Yeah, but
right. Come on, Dion.
But hey, on his record, it's going down great for the AD. He's got in pocket. Deion Sanders prime time. We have superstars at our games now. We're on TV now more.
That's fact.
We have money coming in. We got Adidas. We got everybody giving us free stuff.
New conference.
Nobody else could bring that, dog.
I totally agree. Totally agree. But the thing is, it's it's the same thing in Vandy. That's one of my dogs from back in the gap. Let that
I don't
be
even
where
know if we got anybody damn jersey that retired.
Corey jersey retired, ain't it? Corey Savers.
It might be.
I think Corey been retired.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
It might be though. But I mean, he's a legend there. You know what I mean?
But it's what you right there. That word right there.
Yeah.
That word
right there.
Cutler. It's about you.
Oh yeah, cut.
This is it's no such thing as being an instant legend.
Yeah,
you grow to be a legend over time.
Over time.
That's the key. That's what a legend is. A legend is somebody that's been there, and it's over time. There's no time that's passed. So whatever's going on in Boulder, I hope Dion Figures, Chad Brown, I hope, man, everybody, I hope the ghost of Rashawn Salam show up on the end. Everybody.
Yeah,
I hope everybody shows up except Ray. Now, if Ray couldn't show up, we probably got to shut the party down. But other than that, I hope everybody shows up.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they said that, the first person that came to my head was Cordell, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I was like, is Cordell shit retired?
Hey man, I'm telling you,
because he also went on in the pros and had a great career.
Absolutely.
Neither one of these two.
So
they even got Coach Bieniemy retired.
There's only like 3 guys that have their numbers retired. There's the Ring of Honor on one side of the field. That's a lot more guys, all Americans and stuff. But as far as retired, can't wear it.
Bro.
It's Byron Whizzer White who became a judge, a Supreme Court judge. After, it's only like 2. It's only 3 guys.
Like in our stadium, who's retired? Matter of fact, like at our school, man, Aqib was one of the greatest players to come out there in recent years. Aqib isn't retired. Chris Harris Jr. ain't retired. Only people we got people like John Hadel and John Riggins and Gale Sayers. Those are legends.
Yeah. Well, there's a political move there as well, right?
Of course.
We want
present and future.
We want to keep these people tied to
us. Together.
We want Travis and we want Shedeur always coming back to this place because we done put your jersey up, son.
Yes. And they
You understand what I'm saying? It's a smart AD move, but ethically, football players is gonna trip.
Yeah,
we're gonna be in the garages with our partners talking shit.
Yeah,
but because now we all saying the same. I just had this whole conversation the other night. Half my boys was like, "Yeah, Travis Hunter, yeah, he's a Heisman winner," but Shedeur, he ain't did all that.
Nah, man.
Here's my problem with it. Right here, you got Deion Figures, who went into the College Football Hall of Fame and wore number 2 and had as great a career as you could. Thorpe winner, freshman starter, true freshman, national champion. So he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. But if Shedeur doesn't go to the College Football Hall of Fame, that means that you got someone whose jersey is retired at a school that didn't go to the Hall of Fame and it's retired under his name, but you got somebody else who did.
Yeah,
and it
that's
ain't
interesting.
retired under his name. Like that don't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. No, that's ethically not right.
Period.
I mean, it is what it is. But I just think that the only thing is that we're just in a day where the whole push, what we're trying to push, and revenue and image and contracts that we can get to the school now. All that has something to do now.
Yeah. But that's just, man, that's such a smack in the face. I mean, man, see, like I said, I know it hits you different because obviously that's your alma mater. But I mean, even, man, your guys, man, you ball with, they don't have wheels up there. Ben ain't up there. Dan ain't up there. Like, come on, man. Man, you can't get a bigger slap in the face than that, man. You can't. I hope Cordell goes in there moving furniture.
Yeah, it's like, and that
for real,
and that is crazy.
Well, you guys can picture what it feels like, because just picture Dion being at Vanderbilt. Picture Dion bringing Travis and Shador to KU.
Well, we ain't got to worry about that because we at Vanderbilt. See, it's a whole different dynamic of everything. They ain't even trying to hit nobody like no Dion. They don't really give, Well, our AD now she's a great person and she's with all that, but there's still, hey, there's a limit now. Hold up, now. Hey, don't be bringing too many.
They'll put a cap on it. They'll put a cap on it. Yeah,
hey, we're not bringing too many rappers to the sideline. You better get me some country guys in here. I mean, but hey, you get the winning though. It goes crazy and stuff. I mean, and Dion did a great job. I mean, I loved it, man. I felt good, but I don't know if we have a quarterback down there that's playing as good as Shador's plays.
Yeah,
that boy we got is balling.
Yeah,
he'd have been balling, but as far as we haven't had other than Jay Cutler was the last quarterback that was that was dynamic now.
Right.
And I mean I think Jay, but hell, Jay shit ain't retired, so we even do that.
And he was a dog. I mean, even
we had a Heisman candidate,
right? And I mean,
Eric Jones.
Look at what son. We reading your comment. I mean, you talking about champ? You talking about man? I mean, man, you talking about man. It's a lot of
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
I don't really put him on that type of level, to be honest with you. I mean, he's awesome now. He's going to do well, I think, and stuff like that. But, when it comes to Jersey retired, like, there might be a number 2 better than you, dog. That comes
by far.
There already was.
At minimum, you got to put Dion figures in there, man. Again,
I think it's a line. They need to do them first. They need to do them first. And stuff, but hey, they can feel how they want to feel about it, but them damn jerseys are going up there now.
Yeah, the jerseys is going up.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have them for sale. And they're gonna have them for sale.
And they're gonna be for sale. I might buy me one.
Boy, it's a cold
and to Jamie's point, you guys, I mean, come on, let's call a spade a spade. This locks in current revenue and this locks in future revenue.
Absolutely.
You're always keeping these boys together.
Yeah.
You're always keeping these boys together under the Buffalo emblem. And that's
worth
it.
I like it. I mean, I probably would have did it myself, but I would have got them other guys first.
On to the next time, you guys. We could probably have a whole show on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Guru going off. But we're on to the next topic, you guys. And this one is once again in line with the new times of college football. And we're going to talk a little transfer portal. And this is what I wanted to ask you guys, because the transfer portal is becoming so prevalent. And, teams, my alma mater being one of them, can flip a whole roster in the offseason. So I wanted to ask you, you see right here, the Cal Bears, right in my backyard, they lost all 5 running backs yesterday. So I want to ask you guys, and we'll start off with you, Big Jamie. Because the portal is so prevalent, if you're an athletic director, are you judging your coaches now off of how they do in the portal too, or is it still just wins and losses? Are you feeling a certain way if we lose a quarterback we spent a lot on, or is it just wins and losses? Do you think
all of the above?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the above. Everybody ass is on the line. I'm just let that be known. I'm the AD. I'm paying money. Why is he leaving? What are you doing, dude? Listen, I tell you one thing. Okay, I understand they left. You're right, and that wasn't your fault. But next year, if we don't win, I got to treat you just like everybody else getting treated.
I'm telling you.
You got to go, partner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put somebody else in your seat.
Yeah,
because that's what we at with.
You're going over the balcony like Big Red and there's 5 heartbeats. That's how it's gonna go down.
Am I spending money? Listen, am I spending money? I'm spending money, right? Okay, we got that out the way, right? Okay, so that's what I want is some W's up there. And I don't hear nothing else.
Bottom line.
We got these players for a year, and you have to think of it that way.
You do.
1 year.
1 year contract. Absolutely.
We got 1 year contracts. Who could put it in? But it's the same thing as the NFL started doing. You bring in these coaches. There's only so many coaches that get like plenty of time to build a team up to what they want it to be. Ever since Patrick Mahomes them came out the box hidden and back when Roethlisberger came out bombing and won that Super Bowl, owners started saying, shit, man, you better bring me a Super Bowl or we can clean house on this shit. That's just straight up as much as we can. I mean, we looking for the Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. We really and truly, we're not looking for the Burrow. We're not looking for the Lamar Jackson. No, we are looking for the Patrick Mahomes, fool. We want the ring.
We want the
right away.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
I mean tomorrow.
All right. So AD Guru and AD Winborn, they ain't
that's what it is.
If you coaching for them, they saying, hey, you getting judged on it all. You getting judged on it all.
And see, if you can go back to the picture, I feel sorry for Deshaun. That's my man. I feel sorry for Deshaun because he's about to take on a headache with this boy. He's about to take on a pure headache. He's asking for all this money, every single major game, Bama all the way down, every LSU, he folded. This boy's going out there man, I'm talking about 20% completion percentage, and you want $5 million. And that's the problem.
Now they dropped some passes on him too.
He's a freshman,
but he could play.
They did.
I like that arm. That's me. I just like his arm. I ain't gonna lie. That ball.
Man,
he throw that ball.
What it does. No, he can play. He's a true freshman. But what it does, and this is the NFL thing. When they draft a high quarterback, it ties that coach to that player for sure. Cristobal right here with Beck. To Jamie's point, hey, dude. We gave him $5 million, $8 million.
Yeah.
Where's the proof? You can't give a kid $5 million and then we go to no bowl or to the baby bowl.
Nah, man.
We gotta go far.
Yeah.
So Deshaun is tied.
But let's be honest. That really ain't no damn money. I mean, we all talk about it because they're young and all that shit. But it's a lot of money. It can do a lot. Don't get me wrong. What I mean is, to them boosters and people that they got, all that, man, these folks got some money, man.
Yeah.
You act like it's 20 people on there making 5. It ain't 20 making 5.
Yeah.
They got plenty of money, man. Give up that money.
Yeah. We see the great Agent Fletcher coming in, and he's saying, "Wow, great show."
He like running.
We gonna watch some football, dog. I don't care what happened. I'm not gonna stop watching me some football, dog.
Hey, man.
I can't wait till it comes back.
It's like a soap opera now.
I do be watching the exit call and stuff, but that shit's. That's it. But I need therapy when that shit ain't happening.
Man, I'm telling you, man. It's like a male soap opera now.
Yeah, shit. We want to see. That's our daddies.
It is a male soap opera.
It is, dude.
Man, look at what he doing. Look what he did there last week.
It's like a football version of All My Children, dog. That's what this is, man. It's crazy.
But the portal is crazy. Hey, listen, this is something I didn't know. I was so stunned. I was like, because I always be asking people about the portal, and I'm like, so you mean to tell me if the kid is on scholarship, but he jumps in the portal, but he does not get a land with a team, that this kid no longer has a scholarship anywhere. No. Shit, I ain't fucking with the portal. I'm gonna get my damn money. I'm finna beat somebody out. For real, or something. But that's the thing, I ain't giving up my education.
But that's the thing about it, man. But these kids are so entitled, and they don't understand the possibility of. It's a lot of kids, man, that are even like that were highly recruited that are still getting stuck in the portal, man, and stranded. Now all of a sudden, now you didn't went from Florida, or you didn't went from Georgia Tech, or you didn't went from Virginia. Now you at Youngstown State because you out here playing and you got stuck. Now you got to take what you can get.
You know, it kind of goes back. And my other question thing with this portal stuff is like, it makes me wonder. And it's kind of like with that Shador and Travis thing. It's like, man, well, who's really your alma mater? What I mean, where you really claiming?
There is none.
What are you claiming?
There is none.
You've been on the Blood, you've been on the Latino, the Latin King. You've been everywhere. So what the hell is you?
Jamie, that's the thing about it. We just said this last week, did we not? You're just a hired gun. You're just a hired gun. That's
there
it.
You go.
These are no longer.
I mean, no hate on them.
These are no longer student athletes. These are hired mercenaries. That's what these are.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like,
these are hired mercs.
Like I don't even know if do they keep the t-shirts to the college they was at, or what they do. You ain't gonna see me in them but Vandy.
Well, that's the terrible thing. You're not gonna see you in anything but Vandy, Q in anything but Rock Chalk, Jayhawk. You know, they won't have the relationships. They won't have the university.
That's what I worry about.
They have to make the money count. If they are making money, they have to make.
And if it's bouncing that much, it's like, hell, I don't know, man. What they need to do, an NFL 2, 1 or something. I mean, I'm trying to figure out these kids. I'm like, damn, man, how are you getting your schoolwork? Is all that connecting? That seems like a lot to me. Like to have to move.
It's all going under the rug.
Jamie said schoolwork.
It's all.
They doing no damn schoolwork.
What are we saying about? What we talking about?
They're all online.
Schoolwork. That's the joke of the evening right there.
No more, dude.
Oh, damn.
They're not even on campus no more.
Schoolwork.
I mean, if you don't give somebody $5 million, you might not see them at class.
My point. That's what I said. Listen, he said schoolwork.
I don't know what the teacher can say to the kid because it's like, hey, you might get hurt. Yeah, and I already got $5 million.
Man, man, you're not even going to class. You don't even know who. Man, these boys don't even know who they professors
but let me tell you something.
Man.
And that's the difference between the schools that we would. That shit ain't happening at Vanderbilt. You gonna have your ass in that classroom. I don't care what you pulled up in.
Of course.
They don't play about that right there at all. I mean,
the educational standards are different at Vanderbilt and and Duke and State. Man, man. These other schools, man, these boys are we like I said, we were talking a lot. Me and T talk about this all the time. We were like, yeah, man, these boys ain't going to school. Class.
I don't be hearing nothing about it.
Class.
That's what I don't be hearing. I ain't heard of a person being on academic probation in a long time.
There is no probation because there's no class.
How they gonna put you on, Jamie? How they gonna put you on probation when they're paying you $2 million? Who gonna put you on probation?
Hey.
Yeah, I believe I can pay somebody to do my work, though, huh? I reckon I can get somebody about it.
No. See, you thinking too much. There is no work. There's no
the head coach will be at the science. The head coach will be at the science teacher's house. Ryan Day will be at the science teacher house.
So they homeschooled now.
Jeremiah Smith ineligible.
They're homeschooled in college.
Man, these boys been now.
That's what it is. They're online.
All their professors are getting a faculty bonus. Wow. Ain't no schoolwork.
Word. Setting the kid up, man. Well, I mean, I can't say don't get the money, because I'm about the money, but it's kind of setting them up in a way, because if you don't, when you get to the pros, if you suck when you get to the pros, that money gonna go fast for you, buddy.
Hey, I'm telling
That
you.
lifestyle.
But as
I
far
mean-
as school with kids like this, hey, listen, T, hey, remember coming to America, man, these boys are coming through. Dion was coming through Boulder like, my son works? Like, it don't work.
You know, you don't never see kids. You don't never see nobody's film. You don't see like an insider thing on the kids going in a class or none of. You don't see none of that.
Man, listen, man. There is no.
I just thought about that. I ain't seen nobody athlete in a classroom in a long time. I see them in the auditorium in there for football.
Man, look here, man.
They
We play
Carson
ball,
Beck
and the rest of the time
cars.
we sitting in the student union eating chips.
Carson Beck had 3 cars stolen. He ain't going to class.
3.
No.
And his girl car got stolen.
And his girl car. They ain't going to class. All right, you guys. We can talk all night with Jamie. This is the extended locker room show. He's on the East Coast, so he going to bed late tonight. So let's get into the locker room show lightning round, baby.
Let's do it.
Jamie's been through the lightning round before, so
I'm gonna win this time, though, dog. I'm gonna win.
And he's ready to go. So let's
Come
get
on
after it. If you're joining us for the first time, Jamie's got 60 seconds, you guys. 60 seconds to tell us the things that are on his mind. Unfiltered, raw. The first thing that comes to his mind when I read off of my list.
And you better be careful. My woman's sitting right over there. I'm just telling you. Don't try no shit now.
I'm not going to get Jamie in trouble. I don't need no linebackers coming after me. All right. So let's get after it. Now, Jamie, 15 is the number. 15 is the
Brandon
number.
Marsh.
The great Evan Brennan, super agent, got 15. So if you're joining us for the first time, we don't do this for fun. We got a dinner on this. So wifey might be listening even a little closer. We got a dinner on the locker room show if Jamie can get to 15 or higher. All right. And we get one for tech delay. So he's in the mix even with 14. Let's get the stopwatch queued up. Now, you heard this gentleman say that he was pretty fast in his day. So we're going to see how he do on the lightning round. So we got him at 0. So everybody know I'm not cheating him. And we got the first thing that comes to Jamie's mind. All right.
Here we go.
Number 1. 15's the number, Jamie. Number 1. First thing that comes to your mind. Nashville, Tennessee. Go.
Tennessee Titans.
Ray Lewis or Mike Singletary?
Ray Lewis.
Chili cheese fries or garlic fries?
Chili cheese.
Favorite tailgate drink?
Hennessy.
Best player you ever played with?
Julian Peterson.
Frank Gore or Shady McCoy?
Frank Gore.
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Zip line or scuba dive?
Zip line.
39 seconds. Fried rattlesnake or fried frog legs?
Oh, frog legs. I like them.
Favorite ice cream topping?
Cherries.
Lala or Megan Good?
Megan Good.
Loudest stadium, 58 seconds. That you played in.
He like, bro.
God damn.
What a commercial.
I just said.
He's like,
You didn't get the code.
man, now you gotta sleep in the garage. Go to commercial.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's over. He ruined it.
You're gonna be like, Megan, go get Megan Good, get you something to eat.
Come on. Hey, listen. See, now lady's gonna be like, oh, Megan Good, huh?
5 points. He gets 5 points.
Man, come on, T. Now
Please,
you gonna have,
give me something, dog.
He gonna wake up, man, and she gonna pour grits on the board.
You didn't see me just go into a sweat like, really?
See, this is what happens when you come on the locker room show. This is what happens when you come on the locker room show.
God.
On the locker room, you end up with hot grits getting poured on you.
We have a new winner.
She gonna put extra cheese on them too.
We gonna make sure that's a new winner.
I won.
We won. He won. Wifey, dinner on the locker room show.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh,
You didn't see my face when he said.
we have timeout. We got a timeout.
Come on,
we got to edit this.
Locker room show politics. We have determined that we're going to trump this thing. And we're going to decide who the winner is for the whole season. And it's Jamie. Jamie Winborn is the locker room show dinner winner. Check is in the mail, brother. Don't come
Hey, I
at me.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Man.
Whatever
Might
you
have
want.
put her name on it. Get me out of something, man.
Hey, these were scripted plays, Jamie.
Man, we got it. We got to start doing a commercial, man. Man, come on, man.
First 10 was scripted, brother. They were scripted. They blitzed us on that.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Hey, Jamie, look. Hey, the grits is coming, man. The grits
Hey,
is coming.
you know what I'm saying? You didn't see our face over here. I'm like,
Wifey got a 150 limit.
oh my goodness.
Whatever you want to eat.
Great.
All right, we are on to the next topic, which is the audience show, the audience question.
Woo,
we got
boy.
everybody laughing. Woo!
Oh my
That
goodness.
Yeah,
that one got me. That one got me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was.
I broke into a whole sweat, man. Straight up, I just went straight sweat.
I'm sweating.
God.
I'm sweating for you, brother. They said I'm over here making mental mistakes.
Oh my!
It's okay.
All
It's
right.
okay.
We back.
Hey,
we
that's
back. We
funny,
back.
bro.
All right. Check is in the mail, brother. Q, you got something for the
Yeah.
question?
He's speechless right now, dog.
Yeah, I gotta recover. Oh man. Well, I forgot what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
But I gotta. Oh, dude. I need.
Well,
Oh Lord.
I do know what I'm gonna be doing tonight now.
Oh God.
Nothing.
We gonna FedEx
Be sleeping.
overnight. And if you're alive, brother, go out to dinner
Yeah,
on
we got
Friday.
to check on him. We got to check on this man. Oh
I
God.
actually got one for you, Jamie, man.
Okay.
You know, throughout your career, brother, come on, man. Most people couldn't even imagine doing what you did. Got me up here crying. You played on multiple teams after San Francisco. Why didn't you just give it up when San Francisco gave up on? What made you say, you know what? I got something still in the tank. I need to keep going. Forget the naysayers. I need to keep playing. What was that in you that said keep going?
Well, I just felt like I hadn't got, you know, what I needed to. I hadn't showed what I needed to show yet. You know, it was like the injury bug kept getting me. You know, and even when I look at say somebody was to just Google and try to find my stats and say, okay, this was this. Oh, that ain't this and that. But what they're not able to do is look at how many snaps I was doing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm getting what this guy might play 70 snaps in the game, but I get in the game, do that shit in 20 snaps.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the thing, right? So, and then sometimes you could just get caught up in the system. Okay, so I'm a 4-3 linebacker. You know, when in 2005 when they traded me, that's when Mike Singletary and Mike Nolan came to the squad. Well, they wanted to run a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
So I understood that. But they didn't put me on the inside. They put me out as an outside backer. Like, man, I'm 5'11", 215 on a good day. I ain't got no business as on a 6 technique on no damn 6'5", 250 pound tight end.
Yeah.
Right. So I understood something's got to happen. So when they made that move, you know, then it just became a thing like, man, nah, dog, you know, because I just come off one of my best seasons. And then we had a coaches, and you remember I had 3 different head coaches in 5 years.
Yeah. which will severely affect the player for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And so, I was just like, I wasn't done. I'm like, I could still play. You know what I mean? I know I could still play. You know what I mean? And I mean, all the way to my 9th and 10th year, I still had young guys asking me, talking about, I thought I ain't even know you done played. This is your 9th and 10th year, bro. The way you out here running and doing, I was like, yeah, man, I got a whole neck surgery, fool. I'm bionic out here. I don't know what you talking about. I mean, this shit is in me. Like ever since I was very small, I'm talking when I first got my first helmet ever in my life, probably like 5, 6 years old, something like that. I was jogging around the dirt road with full uniform on. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna do this all I got. I may not make it to be a guy that's a Hall of Fame or this and that, but every guy that played with me, I believe, will say, boy, dog come to practice, he trying to go ham. And in the game, guess what? He's the guy that when the game finna start, guys want to see what my eyes look like.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I might not be your captain, because the coaches sometimes have something to do with that shit. But in the real war room, when it's time to go out here to this field,
they're gonna look at
folks want to get my 5. They want to get my pound because I'm one of them ones I'm in the game for real.
We
bro.
about to bang,
Young buck, don't you worry about nothing. You gonna make mistakes, go out here, you make it 100 miles per hour. We got your back. Let's go. We got the ride right now. We got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just knew I had a lot to offer, even if it wasn't me starting. I'm gonna beat somebody's ass on special teams. That shit's easy. You want me to play 18 snaps a game? Shit, now I can go out and get drunk or do what I want to do. I can go out and party and shit now because that ain't nothing. I was used to doing the special teams and playing defense.
Yeah.
Now you made my shit easy. This is a cakewalk. I do this shit 15 more years.
So you're saying it should be an internal voice or an internal fire that lets a player know when to hang it up.
Well, shit. Now that part is, that's you just kind of know that. Hey, these are lucky. These are lucky years. You get to a point in the league, I think, where it's like, okay, I'm looking at what I got,
house money.
What I can do versus how I feel. I mean, I still want to kick somebody's ass. I'm 46 years old now. I really still would love to play, but I just would get broke up before even fucking warm up.
Right.
My mind was always ready to play, but my body just wasn't having, like, if I get a nick, not this nick, I used to be able to whip that up and get it going. I can't quite fight through this no more.
Yeah.
And I'm putting myself at a real harm because remember, I got a metal plate with 4 screws in it. I can't be playing around going to hit no 300-pounder and my whole shoulder is bad because now I'm putting myself at risk. You see what I'm saying? Right. That was my thing because that was the last injury that I had. My shoulder trying to tackle somebody had done got blocked down, and I tried to grab the dude's leg, and man, he kept on running with my damn arm, and for real, and I couldn't move it. I was trying, and I was just like, shit, man, because I knew what kind of injury it was, and I might have could have came back. I got it repaired and stuff, but I might have could have came back, but now, like I said, I got the neck, and any hit, every time I make a tackle, I'm at high risk of hurting myself. I'm talking about paralyzed.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah, because most guys ain't got the heart to go back out there after you got a metal plate and 4 screws as an undersized linebacker. Most guys, they ain't going back out there to play. But me, shit. Bring the neck on, we finna go do what we do. And then it became I wanted 10. Once I got to 5, okay, let me see if I can get 7. Okay, I got 7 shit. Might as well see if I can get 9. Or if I get 9, I got to get that. Let me try see if I can get that 10. And it just worked out. That's really how it is. Yeah. It just worked out, dog. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I probably could have played more, but hell, I didn't know I had cancer. My 10th year, I had cancer and didn't even know it.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Man, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't keep weight. So, okay, I didn't even get when it was time to rehab my shoulder, I kept going to the emergency room all the time. And they kept telling me it was H. pylori, food poisoning. Come to find out, I had colorectal cancer.
What?
Yeah, I was already in stage 2, which meant that I had this shit while I was playing.
Wow.
But I used to go to the bathroom, lie to coach. I gotta go to the bathroom, go in there in full pads. I'm in there just like, damn, what is this pain? Like, this shit's crazy. But I use it. I'll go back out to 9-on-7. I'm trying to knock somebody out because I got a pain that I don't even know what it is. But I'm scared to say something because I can't really tell you what it is because I don't know. But that saved my life because what the doctor was telling me, he said, because if I'd have went back and trying to play that 11th year, I could be lifting and straining and could rupture the tumor. And I would have been bleeding internally, probably would have lost so much blood right away before anybody even knew what was happening and probably checked out of here. So it worked out. Shit, I ain't mad. I'm blessed. I know my strengths in life. I know how much I can endure. That's just all it is. I'm a special cat, dog.
You're able to totally beat it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it took some time. I mean, I got nasty scars and all that. I did the chemo, radiation. I had the colostomy bag for 6 months.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did all that, though. Like I look like this, but shit, underneath, I done had a lot of stuff done. Yeah, but I keep a smile. I mean, that shit ain't nothing. I mean, for a guy from where I come from, and I feel like that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He got a plan for me. I know he always have, and I just ride with his plan. I know he ain't bring me this far for nothing.
Yeah, that's real.
There you go. Yeah. Well, hey, Jamie, I know that you're on the East Coast. You're down in Atlanta, man. But
no, don't do all that shit now. I ain't got nothing to do after this now. Oh no, let's talk now.
It's over.
It's over now. Shit, I done took a bath for nothing.
Man. We love it.
I love y'all fellas, man.
No, as always, man, super gracious. And the check is in the mail, brother.
Already, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Y'all have a good one, brother.
All right, you guys. So, hey, that is the great Jamie Winborn, you guys. Man. I mean, phenomenal player, but even more so, as we all know, Q, just phenomenal person, man.
Yeah, man.
Always giving his heart and his time to us. And you athletes out there, I mean, that was a lot. We went longer tonight in the locker room, but it was because we had somebody that wanted to give you a lot tonight. So you got a bunch of laughs too. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Every single Thursday, make sure that you rock with us in the locker room. We got another great guest coming to you next week. If you are a 2026 athlete, you're looking for some recruiting support, you're looking for some college camp guidance, then make sure you check us out at beforeyougopro.com. Ton of resources, you guys. We've been helping out kids for years across the country get to the next level, and that should be you too. Also, if you're looking to find out more about the NIL game, we talked a lot about the portal and NIL tonight, then now's your time. Very special time to be a student athlete, but you got to know what you're doing, all right? So check out NILLLC.org and make sure you get your fix and learn more about how you can take advantage of NIL. So great show tonight, and overtime with the win. Yes, indeed, Coach Foss, love you. Coming out of Alabama, we see 5 Jacks. We see the great sports agent Fletcher. We want to have you on. Great Sean Camp, Coach Munoz, everybody, you guys, we love you. I see my mother-in-law in here too. So thank you for rocking with us on this Thursday. Q, anything for the good people?
Definitely, just make sure and hit that button, man. We'll definitely be coming back with some more sauce and a great guest, man. But no, this was a good one, man. It's been fun. This is why we do what we do, man. This is why we do what we do.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next Thursday. I'm Coach Wood. That's the Guru. You guys see you.